What? X. Yes. Should be. If you're wait, let's get down to business. This is a video that's I'm releasing because last night some major issues mode, but also technically. Firstly, when I was actually making the big announcement of a match mode discovery, I think it actually cut out exactly at the moment that I was just about to talk about the issue at hand. So what I'm going to do is let you know the issue right now so that it can't cut out. The issue was when I went into match types, you could set the match to an elimination match so that obviously you could go from 4 to 3 to 2 to the final winner. You can't do that this year at the moment. They've taken it out of the game. I don't know why it's happened. I was really nervous and worried last night about it because I was like, this is one of my favorite game modes. Why would they take it out of the game now when they've just added it in last year just to make match modes much more customizable and much more fun for us as players? Anyway, I'll show you a quick demonstration. Last night I went through the trouble of trying to create the perfect match. This time I'm just going to do the first 4 guys that it gives me. Okay, it's fed me those 4. So it's in this area when I go into match mode, custom match rules. If I just press accept, usually on 2k18 you would come up with an elimination option that was selectable. What they've done is they've clearly and deliberately made a difference here and said elimination tag/trio. Well, the problem is that it's only for tags and trios now. It only works in tag team matches. It doesn't actually work in singles competitions, which is a drastic decrease in the amount of match modes that WE are adding to the game this year. In fact, they've actually taken away because of the fact that I assume because they were including all these new tag team match types, perhaps they just forgot, or maybe there's an issue with the coding that has stopped it from actually being about singles matches. I don't know what their issue is, or whether they've just deliberately taken it out of the game. Anyway, last night I posted about it. The video cut out just before I got the chance to announce this. I released a bit of other information online. I even included gamers of WE games just to see if they knew anything about it. The problem is they didn't get back to me, so I don't actually know if they were aware of this issue or not. Whether they're checking it up themselves, I don't know. But I just went ahead and did what I usually do when I get upset. I went on to the credits of the game, got angry, and tried to find out the person that I could blame for it directly. Before I actually wrote a message to them, I thought to myself, the best thing I can do is actually message 2K Games, send them a bug token or ticket, whatever they call it, and just see what they say. See what they get back to me with. They might not get back to me, and if they don't, I'm going to escalate it, and I'll go to somebody higher in the game and sort of ask them the question and see if I can find out the answer. Fortunately, this morning I woke up with a response, which is one of the quickest response times I've ever had to a ticket that I've sent to 2K Games. And what I did, I posted it on my Twitter feed. So my Twitter feed is @xharperco. So you can go and see it there. I've actually took the screenshot from the message that they sent, and it said these exact words. It said, "Thanks for contacting 2K support. I apologize for the inconvenience of these issues." These issues being a couple of other things I noticed in the game, which I'm actually going to show you now quickly. So in universe mode, there's an issue that I keep finding. I found it last year. I thought they would have got rid of it ready for this year, but they haven't. So if I go to a custom belt that I've made, and I should maybe try this with an actual title, but my universal tag titles are not under the 6 titles of any of my brands. It kind of sits outside of the brands because it's a universal tag title. So someone will hold it in my universe mode. A tag team will hold these belts, but they'll do it outside of the brands because it's a universal belt that covers all of the brands that I have in game. So with that said, if I just go ahead and give it to Money Inc. for now, and go back, so it saves it. and go back again. Now go out and save it, then come back into Universe. So this is what anybody would do. Any one of us would do this to go back into the mode. And then if I go back to Championships, lo and behold, the game has miraculously lost the information on that tag team holding the belt. And the reason why is something I wish I knew the answer to. But actually, it only happens when it's a custom belt. So if I go to another custom title that's outside of the tag mode, or outside of the 6 belts that I have officially, let's go to the WCW World Tag Team Championship. If I assign this one to a custom team, so let's do exactly the same team. Let's leave. Let's go straight all the way out of Universe mode. Save it. And then go back in. Let's see if this works. Come back into my Universe mode. Go back to Championships. There you go. Because it's not a custom title, it's remembered that they're the champions, even though that belt is not in my Universe mode under one of my brands. So the issue is with current titles. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And I found it last year as a bug. I complained about it on me that it was something they were going to look into. They didn't say they would have got fixed. And it was really inconvenient because at the time I had Goldberg as my WCW television title holder. It wasn't one of the 3 or 4 major titles in the game. So that really ruined it for me, because every time I left my Universe mode, I had to remember to give my TV title back to Goldberg, and then I had to remember to give my Cruiserweight titles back to the Cruiserweights, who, you know, I think it was like Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, Chris Jericho, blah, blah. So I had to keep going back and doing it, and it became so annoying that I found that I was stopping and reducing my amount of time spent in Universe mode. In fact, I would only play Universe mode when I had a good 3 or 4 hours spare, which was very rare for me then anyway, to be able to actually play a week's worth of shows through, because I'm one of those players. I like to play every game. Let's not talk about that. I like to play every match through. That's fine. We are what we are. Now, going back to the main issue, the other bug that I'd referenced was the fact that it wasn't a bug, but they've removed Booker T's original music from the game this year, which is the first time in a very long time that I can remember them doing that. So all I did was send a request saying, look, can you guys consider putting Booker T's music back in the game? You know, you've already got like 5 iterations of other wrestlers' music in the game, so can you just put Booker T's original back, so that if we want Harlem Heat, for example, or if we just want to revert back to the original Booker, then we can do that. So I'm hoping that'll be done, but they didn't respond to that. What they responded to was the Fatal 4-Way elimination section of matches. And what they said to me was this, and I'm quoting 2K on this: I apologize for the inconvenience of these issues. The missing elimination option is a known issue, and the developers are currently working hard on a fix for that issue. So apparently, they know about it. It's something that they're working on. Now, before I end this little video, what I will say is this. I have been told in the past by 2K Games this exact same line, where they've said to me, hey guys, we know, thanks for updating us with this bug, we're going to update it, we promise it's going to get done, blah blah blah, and then lo and behold, nothing changes. And that is one of the reasons that back in 2017 or 2016 for 2K17, I really got angry at the game and the developers, because they were literally just putting me on like this carousel of annoyance where I was just being sent round and round in circles, getting more and more frustrated, because the bug that they told me they would fix, they never actually fixed, even though they kept saying and reassuring me that the developers were working on a fix for that specific issue. Can't really remember what it was, but I definitely remember how annoyed I was as a result. So that was it. And so I don't know whether to trust them. I'm hoping that the developers this year are on it and working on it well. What I did notice was with the developers this year, and this is no slur or in any way a racial kind of. A lot of the developers who work on the game are over in Japan. A lot of them are Japanese, from what I can understand with their names, etc., etc. And I wonder whether there's a communication issue between 2K and Yuke's, who are obviously the developers of the game. And when bug issues actually arise, whether 2K and Yuke's they're not actually getting submitted properly to Yuke's, who are the actual game developers, the ones who can really make a difference and make the game changes that we require. So my advice to you would be this: watch the credits of the game, find out who's in charge of the game, and send messages directly to them. Don't go through 2K support all the time. Don't be scared to do things. Think outside the box. Find out who people are within these companies. The good thing about these games, they all have egos. Everybody wants a chance to say who they are. They want the kudos of knowing their name is in a game. So here it is. You can see the developer of the game, the people who build it, are Yuke's. So these are all the guys that are involved with building the game. Now, if I were you, I would be scrolling this list if you have an issue, and I would find people that are in the relevant area of the game to what you're looking for, see if they're online, and send them direct messages, because the chances are they're still working on the game as we speak, and it would be far easier to directly message somebody who actually works for them than it would to just go to 2K support and be told that you need to reboot your system every 5 minutes. So there is a 2K department that you can see now. Obviously loads more sort of westernized names that you can see. They're all the voiceovers. Please don't message them about voiceovers. But Steve Islas, I can't pause it, but Steve Islas, who it says special thanks to, he's actually the producer of the game from 2K. So he's the guy for me. He works on all the licenses. So if you have issues with licensing and music, I would message Steve Islas. He would be the guy that I would speak to about those issues. It's somebody that I've literally got his LinkedIn profile in front of me. I'm going to send him a message about it, because I really want to know, when it comes to these games, why is it we can't get more music on the game than we always get? We seem to get like the bare minimum of possibly have, instead of like a beautiful little of maybe giving us 10 stars, 10 legends who aren't in the game, but actually giving us their entrance music and stuff like that. So he's someone I'm really interested to reach out to. I would, like I said, I would advise you guys to do exactly the same. Find the people that you want to talk to about specific areas of the game and reach out to them. Obviously the community on the internet of gamers, they can do so much, as in they can message people at 2K, but they're not necessarily the right people. You should always go to the credits of a game if you want to find out more information on the game, and find out the specific person who's responsible. Aren't enough to dig deeper and research who they are, find the person, pinpoint them, and then send them a message. So that's all I'm going to say. This is going to be a nice short video today. To finish, I'll just quickly show you my uploads. I've had a great time with it. This is really massaging my ego. Thank you so much for all the downloads. As you can see, there's over 6,000 downloads that I've had now since the game was released. I am really pleased with that. I'm happy, thankful, and grateful to every one of you for downloading. It really means a lot. I can't tell you how much it means to me to be able to go onto this game, go into the upload section, and find out how many of you have downloaded content, because I have spent literally days of my life working on this stuff. So to see it all being used and utilized, I really hope that you're enjoying it. I hope that you're not disappointed with any of it. If you are, let me know, and I'll see if I can edit stuff, change it, make it better. But like I said, thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for making me have a reason to make this content, because without you guys I would have no reason to do it. Thank you once again, and I will be back soon with a couple of videos, maybe uploading them later on progress that I'm making with universe mode, but also just with some other creations that I'm preparing for the diamond rank. Thank you so much. I'm X Harper. See you soon. What?